what we basically do that's different. When you talk about buzz monitoring,
Yeah.
you know, we look at ways to take monitoring and turn it into a workflow, powering a workflow.
Okay.
In this case, it was an ad placement workflow,
Right.
but we do all kinds of other stuff as well, other engagement stuff.
Okay.
You know, that's what really kind of distinguishes us from other companies that are out there. I can do all kinds of different things in terms of reporting on this data, and this will be something that I want to, you know, maybe show you a little bit more in depth. I'm running
you're
on
on
reserve
okay.
power, but
well, that's cool.
you know,
you got like 5 or 10 minutes. So the influencer report, right? Okay, so
you can start looking at data and manipulate it. You know, we can see, you know, who unique in-linking sites are to certain sites that are influencers in our report, and I can very easily take the stuff out and manipulate it in Excel.
See, this would be great for Monster, though. You know, so
well,
it's like, you know, it's like, who do I? Maybe if I put these up, people will start looking at them. I'll put them up, and people will start saying, you know, we could be doing that. I mean, that's the point of this too. I mean, the thing is, what I want to do here is get the kind of dialogue that gets you to show stuff that maybe didn't really get seen by other people. You know, it didn't get seen. I mean, like someone like a friend over there, you know, I filmed yesterday might have seen it, but a lot of other people might not have seen this. You know, like I haven't seen it before. So you've got a little spreadsheet that's exportable with all this stuff in it. And what's the number?
This is just one report that shows the number of influential posts that you know a given site has, and this is the lightest weight one.
Let's see more. Let's see. All right. So this is one list. Let's see the other report. Let's see the reports you can get because we're data people, right? All right. So we're about the data. So let's see the reports you get. I want to see your reports before your battery goes down.
we're getting awful close to that, but we're gonna work it out.
We'll work it out.
So
okay.
The other thing, and of course, there's not going to be as much activity in this.
It looks a lot like Omniture. I could tell you. This is kind of
it?
scary. It's looking like the video download thing. I'm always thinking, well, are they going to be knocking on your door one of these days?
Really?
But you don't. You know, you got to wonder though. When you become part of the Omniture family, you know, they get kind of like.
Do we have to go to Provo?
No,
to do that?
you might, but no. But the thing is, you get sucked up into their big thing, and I don't know. I'm beginning to wonder if it's such a good idea to fly with the big guys now because of what's happening, like with Index. So it's really unclear what's going to happen in the next year. I mean, if you commit yourself to them, you get an infusion of cash real quickly, but. You got to wonder what's going to happen to Omniture if index tools really gets to be used more.
Sure.
You know, like because the segmentation there, and for like I mean, Monster can't use it because you know there's obvious conflicts of Yahoo Hot Jobs.
Right.
But I mean, a lot of other people can use it, and so you kind of wonder, well, what's going to happen? And then, like, which platform should you?
By yourself with like.
For Dennis, it was a good idea. You know.
Yeah,
and he's happy.
Of course, and,
he's happy.
And it's nice to see an independent come up and really.
Yeah, he worked really hard.
You know?
He's the hardest working guy I know.
Yeah,
he is at every conference.
Dream. I mean,
and now he's living in New York. I'm going to
you
make
know?
sure that I invite him to a lot of things.
Well,
if he's ever around.
Champagne's on him.
Yeah, you know? Right. Well, he's been very nice and generous. He was supposed to come to dinner the other night, but he got busy with Yahoo. Damn it.
Yeah, exactly.
right.
Well, so. Yeah. Look, I mean, this is another report, and what this is showing is just plotting the posts that have been rated for tone in the conversation. So
well, see, this is sentiment analysis, which is very hard to do. I mean, how good is it?
This is a social filter, so
but it's not. It's positive and negative.
We're not doing it in an automated way. What we're doing is we enable our users to do the ratings in a shared fashion, a lot like someone would do with Dig.
Okay.
And then we're plotting those. So instead of using natural language processing, which is really hard to make
so you have raters doing this?
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, there's two ways. It's either our users, or we partner up with Katie Payne's measurement group, and they'll go ahead and do it automatically for some of our bigger clients. Okay. So if they want a panel that's really accurate and maybe larger.
I was just going to ask you, how accurate is it?
Well,
I mean, I don't know how big
it's qualitative, right? So it's like, what I would say is it's probably more accurate than computational linguistic
but that stuff has so much noise in it. We kind of figure out just by the way people say stuff and all. There's just so much garbage, and people don't always say and write what they mean. So therefore, I mean, there's a right, and this is
Hey Marshall, thanks a lot.
Right. You can see that. Well, that's not picked up. Well, unless we have the voice thing that picks that up there. But anyway,
so what this is doing is it's plotting those, but it's also, more importantly, that positive or very negative post.
Right.
So
can you click on these and anything happens? When
these aren't clickable now.
Right,
We're actually going through a big project to improve our reporting, so we hope to look even cooler than Omniture the next time you can see it. But this is kind of the basis for the reporting in our package. It's really trying to juxtapose the community around the influencer and how positive or negative what they're saying is. So how much audience is being brought to that very negative or very positive post, so that you get an idea about, is this something that you want to actually pile on and
before your battery goes, one more report.
So those are the two basic reports, influencer and activity report.
And I see there's an engaged here. Is that one?
Yeah. So what this shows is if I were engaging any of the influencers in this conversation, then I would actually see report here. Now I haven't.
How do you know though that you're? I mean, do you have to, when you engage them? Is there some tagging or something that goes on to allow? I mean, how do you get them to? See, that
Let
would
me
be
show
cool.
you that, because
because that would be an ROI measurement.
Like
then, right?
you're absolutely
right. I mean, that would be a monster
up all
thing.
the time as an influencer in in analytics conversations and other stuff. So
people think I know something. I don't know. I don't know, for some reason I think it's more
perception
because
is reality.
Well,
my friend,
actually, I think I can. It's weird to me because it just comes to me. Like all this just flows. I don't know that I actually know anything. I think I can just contain it.
It's the artist in you.
Yeah.
It honestly is. I mean, that's so. Here is I mean, there are some basic tools that we provide for a given post, and this was just going back to the Gizmodo example. Okay, and this is, I'm going to pop this little modal here, and what this is showing is the second most influential post. It obviously
somebody
is
I know there.
Yeah, exactly. Wow.
I've never met him though. He's not a friend of mine yet.
So, but what's interesting here is, and this is the social filter where I can, as a user, I can change the rating of the tone. But you asked about what I do. Tag it. Here's where I might actually, comment this post and leave a physical record of that comment behind, and so these are then going to be reportable in that engagements tab that you saw. So if I was on your post and maybe I called you, or maybe I emailed you, or maybe because we're friended on Facebook, or we will be after this meeting.
That's right.
I sent you something there. Any way you shake it, I've got a place that I can actually store.
And you're storing it on your servers, right?
Yeah, so that our customer can call back in any of the workspaces that they use, any of the conversations they track, they can call that
This is for
information
media
back.
agencies and people that are doing social media, like social, their social outreach, but they need to show that they actually did it, right?
That's right.
In other words, this proves that the people you're hiring to do this are really doing it.
Something. Yeah,
exactly. And if we put a value to this, let's say every time they do this, it's worth like $25 or something like that. I mean, let's affix a value to it, right? We could then come up with an estimated ROI number, couldn't we?
That's what we're charging towards, and it's so working.
I
with
think
you,
about a bunch of people are doing that.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not the only one. I've heard of others that are doing it too. I know who they are too.
Yeah.
Some of them.
The key is going to be, how do we get all of those, because there are a ton of heterogeneous data sources and ways to do that.
We have to do it by estimation, because unless you can tag everything and record all the transactions all the way through.
And you can't.
You can't. But like I did that, all right, so